Hey guys, welcome back to Seedlings, the beginner's channel or the beginner's guide to everything homegrown. Whatever you are thinking about growing in your backyard, this is the channel you need to be at. From things like carrots to onions and sweet potatoes and green beans. I tell you. This is the channel you need to be at. So let's get to it. Welcome to Seedlings. How do we get sweet potatoes from sweet potatoes? So as I had mentioned, you would grab an old glass, an old container. As I mentioned, what I used to grow my sweet potatoes was an old butter container. Okay, this is your glass. Okay, this is my old glass in this instance, and my sprouted sweet potato. Showing you again, just in case you missed it. Okay, that we have our sprouts right at the top. Okay, we will then cut it in half. Depends what your half is. If some feel they don't want to be using that much sweet potato, that's okay. But okay, my half would actually start from halfway, okay? So you cut it wherever you deem fit. Leaving, of course, my knife is quite blunt, so just bear with me. Leaving, of course, a substantial amount of space for it to grow some beautiful branches. Okay, and some beautiful more sprouts from this. Okay, this we can definitely use for cooking. Okay, they save our sweet potatoes, eat now so we can harvest our sweet potatoes in the future. Okay, this is our sprouted one we'll use for gardening, and hopefully in a few months' time, not hopefully, in a few months' time, this will work and we will get our sweet potatoes. Okay, grab our sweet potato and just drop it into water. Okay, this is of course too much water, so I'm gonna remove some water. Hold on. And now I'm gonna dip it into water. Okay, dipping only the base of our sweet potato into water. Only the base of the sweet potato into water, keeping the very tip of our sweet potato up. Okay, another important thing to note, what is our top and what is our bottom of our sweet potato? Okay, this is the top of our sweet potatoes. Okay, so most of our sprouts are expected to come out from the top half of our sweet potato. And the bottom is where we expect roots to come out from. Okay, so going back to our sweet potato that we cut for cooking, our top, the region towards the top, is where all our sprouts will come out from. Okay, so it's a pointy end. And the more flat end, which you cut in half, okay, if you didn't cut in half, the top, the bottom, you know what, cut it in half. Okay, the bottom end is where all the roots will then come out from. Yes? Okay, you can even do this with 2 sweet potatoes and get even a bigger harvest. Okay, if you wait for this, okay, this hasn't sprouted, so this is bad. Okay, so this we definitely using for cooking because it'll take us long enough for us to get our sweet potatoes from this one. Okay, so this is definitely our top. And this we'll just use for cooking. Okay, keep this in. Okay, while it's room, sweet potatoes do like warm conditions. Okay, so it is preferable that you start growing this in summer. Okay, if not summer, spring. So you can give it the whole of summer and the whole of spring to grow. Okay, sweet potatoes love heat. I cannot emphasize that enough. You'll find that they even sprout faster in warmer conditions than in winter when it's cold and chilly. Okay, so start this preferably in spring or in summer, giving your sweet potatoes the entire spring and the entire summer heat to grow. Okay, so this is the step, and after a month you'll see it growing really nice shoots. Okay, so this is my sweet potato. Its roots looking a little funny, but it has roots. Okay, so from the leaves, you'll wait for the leaves to get about 15 centimeters if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so just a reasonable size. Okay, you don't want to cut them when they're too short. This is definitely way too short for us to start using this. Okay, so you'll keep this in water for a bit long, and you'll see once it has started growing, the growth of these sprouts will increase rapidly with time, and you'll see after a week or two, the heights would have almost doubled. Okay, Keep it in water until it is ready. Okay, this is the height I chose, which is about 15 centimeters. The height I chose for my sweet potatoes. Okay, so once it has grown to the height, preferred height, about 15 centimeters, you'll then cut off one of these branches or sprouts. Okay, you'll cut it off. It doesn't matter where you cut it off, because as you can see, it starts to grow roots at every node. At every node, I don't know if you guys can see, at every node, there is a pair of roots that are growing. Yes? Okay, here's another one that I did. Okay. And in a day or 2 or 3 days, very quick, about 3 to 5 days, you should start to see small roots emerge. Okay? At all the nodes, roots will soon come out. Okay? And I'm pretty impressed with the amount of roots that these sweet potato slips have taken out. Okay? So when people talk about slips, this is what it is. Okay? Basically, the sprouts that has grown to a substantial height, okay, that will then give us roots. Okay? Here's our roots. Once you are happy that these roots are adequate to then be transplanted into water, you can then move this into the ground. Okay? So I'm going to go through this process again, just in case you didn't get it. Okay? So cut your sweet potato in half, and then dip only the base of your sweet potato in water. Change your water every 3 to 5 days. You do not want your water rotting, which will in turn lead to your sweet potato rotting. Okay, change your water frequently. Also, the sweet potato you do choose, let it show sprouts first before you choose it. Okay, then let your sprouts, which are your slips, grow to a substantial height. Okay, and your height should be at least 15 centimeters. Okay, let your height be 15 centimeters, which at least you know your plant is strong. Okay, strong enough to carry itself first of all, and strong enough to maintain the next harvest. Okay, and then when you're happy, cut it off right where it joins the sweet potato. Okay, so I would break it off right here, like that. Okay, and this you would simply dip into water. Okay, the same as with your sweet potato, you would drop only the bottom bit in water, removing the leaves that are very close to the bottom. Okay, so you're removing all those leaves that are very close to the bottom, as you do not want your leaves to rot, which will then again make your entire slip rot. Okay, so you dip this into water, very little water, not a lot is needed. Okay, so just about a quarter, like that amount of water. Okay, and I did that for mine, and I've kept mine in water. Okay, I've grabbed an old container. Okay, and after about 3 to 5 days, taken it out. There's my slips. Of course, these slips aren't 3 to 5 days old. They are, of course, older, okay? But I saw roots after 3 to 5 days. Okay. And why, some people ask, do we take this method to grow them? Is because simply dropping our sweet potatoes underwater may not give us our intended harvest. Basically, will not give us sweet potatoes. Okay, so we follow this method, taking our sweet potatoes, dipping it in water, taking our slips, placing them in water, and this we then plant into the ground once we're happy with the size of our root system. Thank you for watching. Seedlings.